This is a double rest in peace to Junior Bridgeman and to Oliver Miller. Both former NBA players both passed, and Junior Bridgeman was 71. Oliver Miller was 54. I'm going to start with Oliver Miller because he was known as the Big O because he was a pretty chunky brother. He played the Arkansas Razorbacks and he played with the NBA with the Phoenix Suns. And people used to always, talk about his size, but the cat could move. Let me tell you something. He wasn't just somebody who was just out there because he was big and roly-poly. The cat could actually play. You had to play, and he played in the 90s, and it was physical and demanding, so he had to meet the quotas and be able to play. He just happened to be a big boy, but he was, he had some pretty good run in him. It's just that size really, like the girth and everything mattered, but he could, he held his own. I mean, he had a good little run in his career, so it wasn't like he was just somebody that was just, because NBA and basketball, no disrespect to other sports, but you got to be really conditioned and you got to be able to move. They just don't let you sit there because they got 3-second violations. They got timing. So you have to be able to be conditioned. I mean, you have to be conditioned in football and baseball too, but you really got to be conditioned when you're playing basketball. I mean, the technique, the wear and tear. So it's not just like you just big lard and you just sitting there and you just roll over like a big old tired donut. But he had some impact. He was definitely a guy that, he had some impact, and he definitely, he just passed away too young, 54. I mean, he's just a puppy, and that's really sad to hear that about him. He, thoughts and prayers with his family and friends and fans who remember him, because it just seemed like yesterday. I remember when he was moving, and he had some input. He wasn't just another dude that just took up space. He had some moments in him. He had a few moments I remember, especially with the Suns in particular. I remember. And then Junior Bridgeman played with the Milwaukee Bucks. And, his story past age 71, he was a good player. However, as a businessman, even more impressive and low key. Because unlike now, everybody go run the Forbes. Everybody got to tell you a billionaire. Everybody got to tell you how much they done that. He didn't really. It was one of those things that people knew. But unless you were, especially if you were black and you were reading Emerge magazine or you're reading, it was black magazines. I remember when Tony Brown it was a Black Enterprise. You reading those kind of magazines? That's where you understood about Junior Bridgeman and guys that built their portfolios. And he made investments in the Wendy's and Chili's and different Coca-Cola bottles, different things, and accumulated over $1 billion. And he had even a 10% stake in the Milwaukee